If you want to make the Act 5 mercenary work, what class would be fun to play alongside a big sword barb mercenary? Probably you could either go dual tank, which would be like a paladin plus the barbarian, and that way you'd be giving the barbarian some big boosts. The one advantage of the barbarian is he is a lot tankier than other mercenaries, so he's tend to be less kamikaze. So generally speaking, even sorceresses will have a use for him. If you're doing a low mana Amazon, like a Strafer or something like that, the barbarian can actually be pretty solid. You will be missing out on might from your mercenary, but you could use a last wish for him to give you the same thing. For rune words, it's a good one, I guess, and not so rich. Yeah, there's actually a lot of decent mid-tier rune words that get ignored because they're not best in slot, but there's also ones that are best in slot. You know, like Spirit. So, let's go ahead and... do we need to repair anything? I don't think we do. No. So anyway, we got our skill point. We got discount everywhere. More charge strike, more charge strike. We'll start building up the synergies for that eventually as well. A lot of the more fun rune words are very expensive, and we keep forgetting to get Valkyries. Someone needs to remind me to get Valkyries eventually. It's not a big deal, but it's there. Is the Act 5 Barb Merc able to dual wield? No. If you put a one-handed sword in his hands, though, he'll actually get a damage bonus to it, so don't necessarily discount one-handed swords. It's just, generally speaking, you get a sword on him. And this is, actually, that's kind of true of the Act 2 Mercenary as well with spears. If you use a javelin on him, he actually gets a double damage, double the melee damage on it, but you get more damage from the two-handed weapons anyway, usually. We might need to be using this for a little while, because we do not have a good chance to hit. And this is actually probably a little bit more mana friendly, I guess. We are having to tank, which is not really our strength. As you can see, we is a little scoosh. Okay, so I am going to have to bug Mercenary if we're going to be doing that, because we're going to be tanking for him anyway. So what we want to do is we'll bug him one more time. He should be fine after that. I don't think we have anything terribly nasty ranged coming up. He could kill himself on beetles is about it. Don't have a lot of mage skeletons that usually spawn from here on out. Trying to think. Probably the Palace Cellar is where we'd first start seeing problems for him. Trying to think if there's... maybe the Javelin Cats, but usually they're not too terrible. And we just borked that up. Does Thorn's aura have an impact on missile projecting weapons like arrows and magic projectiles? I'm going to say as a broad answer, no. There are situations where it can be. Don't you phase through that door, dingus. What's a good amount of health for a Hell Assassin? As much as you can get. Hate lightning enchanted so much. Yeah, they can be a pain in the ass. They used to be way worse, though. So we just kind of are thankful slightly. Can runewords be purchased? Is that why you guys call them expensive? Expensive means that they are rare, hard to find, or cost a lot in trading with other players. Rune words do not drop. Runes can drop pretty much anywhere. I say pretty much. There are some enemies that can't drop runes just because there's too low level, but that's not something you'll be farming anyway. Unless you're farming for specific low uniques. But... and even then, and we mentioned him suiciding on beetles. Guess what he's trying to do? Probably suiciding on a conviction beetle. Why are you not sparking, my dude? It's fine, but I don't know why he's not sparking.
Thanks.
But no, you can't just buy them from like with gold or anything like that. You have to find the runes and make the rune word. Like, physically put things together in there in a specific order. What do I mean by bugging the Act 2 mercenary? Let's go ahead and we will throw him against some of these melee guys. If he decides to actually, engage. Hey, mercenary, stop being an idiot. Walk over there. We can see how this guy is just kind of ignoring him, even though he's getting stabbed in the face. That's the mercenary bug. Basically, what happens... Oh, there's a second one of you. Nice. And you are holy fire enchanted. Nice. Well, suck a dick, mercenary. How you managed to die from that, I don't know. You should have survived that. Unless that, like, critical hit him, he shouldn't have died from that. That's ass backwards. Fuck you, mercenary. Just, fuck you, mercenary. Fuck you. Sorry for swearing. That probably turned a few people off. I'm sorry. But, Jesus. They are just dumb as bricks. How many of each rune tier do you keep before you think you got enough? Online, I keep 4 of each, and then once I get to a 5th, I'll craft it up, unless I don't need the one above it. And then I just dump the rest on there. Let's go ahead and trade repair. It's a delay. You understand it's tricky. We are not that far behind. There is currently about a... There is a fairly okay delay, but there's not a massive delay. Sometimes these mercenaries can be useless. Yeah, they are a bit irritating. Yeah, the Butcher was a very good opponent. He was very well designed, too. He's basically serves the same role as what the Bloodraven does in this one. Resurrect Vikyat again, because he's being a Chingus McDingus. Reminds you of the Vine. Go suck a dick. Yeah, pretty much.
Finally.
Double check that you're actually on the live one as well. Although the delay is a bit there. Tell you what, I can tell you exactly how long the delay is. Let's go to Act 2. Actually, no, let's go to Inner Cloister first. I'll tell you how long it is in just a minute. Because I know there's a delay on it, just because that's how the YouTube thing works. It happens on Twitch too. Probably the least delayed is going to be Trovo, but I don't stream there. So let's go ahead and just do this. Then I'll tell you exactly how delayed we are whenever we get to Act 2. I am glad you are enjoying it, Barry. Let's go to there, Luke Golaine. Okay, so we have 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000. I'm just watching it to see how long it is. It's about a 12 to 15 second delay. Which is a lot, but... And you wonder how I know that? Whenever you're streaming, you actually have a preview window that shows you where you're at. I don't usually look at it because I have my OBS on top of that.
I've heard that you...
But I can see it out of like the corner of it if I move it a little bit. But yeah, it's about a 15-20 second delay at most. Let's see if Chingus McDingus can avoid dying again, or if I can keep him alive. I guess I just need to be avoiding any kind of exploding enemies. Here, I thought he'd be safe for a little while. Small charm, yes, we'll check it. Fire resist 8%. Sure, we'll use that instead for a while. It's kind of a trade if you play online, like you can exchange items with other players. It's not a credit card or other there are ways to buy items, but I don't market those. But your English is fine, by the way, Innocent. Weirdly enough, most of the people who are like, I'm sorry about my English, are some of the better English speakers that I encounter. I know that's weird, but it's there. How long have I been doing YouTube, period? Or how long have I been doing Diablo 2 YouTube? Because if we're talking period, I have technically... I released a video in 2011. Then I released another video in 2012. To give you an idea. But in 2012, I went kind of a little bit ham into being a shoutcaster for a TCG called Shadow Era, although it's kind of gone downhill since then. And then I had done a few Let's Plays before that, but I don't really count that. And then after that, I moved into doing just Let's Plays in general. For a long time, we grew to about 2,500, 3,000 subscribers on that. And then I switched over to just focusing in on Diablo 2 this year in May, and we grew to what we are now, from 3,000 something. Don't ninja loot people, that's not nice. Go, mercenary, go! Oh no, that thing is immune to fire. Sweet. Stab it, mercenary. Stab it with your not fire. There you go. Good job. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to go around the edge of this place. We'll try and get some levels. We need more levels so we can actually hit appropriately. It's not even necessarily our bad attack rating that's hurting us right now. It's literally our just sheer low level, because things here, if I remember correctly, are higher level than us. Yeah, 74% chance to hit. Yeah, they're higher level than us. So just chuck the multi-shots over. Mercenary might take some damage from these guys, but it'll be fine. He has a little bit of leech. And these guys will just come after me. They're not able to target the mercenary, so it's fine, unless I drop bone walls or something, which we're not going to be doing. We don't have any ability to do that. I think we would need Arm of Leoric to actually do that, now that I think about it. Someone might be able to correct me on that one, because I don't... While I have every item in the game in single player, I don't have them all memorized by heart. Because there's a lot that you just don't use, so you don't think about them 90% of the time. And that's one reason why a lot of people will disagree on, this item's good or bad. Just because you haven't used it doesn't mean it's bad. Diablo 2 was released during the... Let's see... I mean, I don't remember what memes were, like, really popular then. Let's see. Take these guys down. Stop flying, you idiots. Thank you. So we need healing, and we need 1 mana. And hopefully we'll find the exit to this infernal place. Obviously, it's not going to be... Yeah. Super easy to find because this is not the right keying for it. If you're wondering what I'm referring to with keying, this place is a square. And the way you determine the exit, if you're actually, you know, paying attention and thinking about it, is, let's murder them. You notice these things have a shape. This is the square. The square goes, and this is the keying for a side. This is not the right keying for this side to have an exit. Yeah, I as far as the stream being for adults, that's generally what I try to keep it at. The average age of the audience on my channel has always been 24 to 44. So that is kind of what I aim for with the content. And it keeps things a lot more chill. That said, you may notice sometimes people coming in from a few channels of friends that I have worked with over the years. Some of them have switched to being more youth-friendly because it is way, way better for the algorithm if you appeal to teenagers. But I can't do that. It drives me nuts. But you'll notice that we'll sometimes get some people in here acting weird. It's usually just people from that channel trying to get to them. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But it is just a thing. I still remember the... Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of that flash site with the... I just remembered the truck running over all the gerbils. No, they're not real gerbils. It was cartoons, but... And there we go. We are now in the dry hills. We don't need the dry hills, though. I wouldn't mind the waypoint, just to make things a little easier, but it's fine. There were people who would actually jump into games and steal from people who were transferring items back in the day. It's about as ninja looty as I can think right now. Ow! We should be using the charge strike, honestly, at this point. But I'm determined and stubborn. You played Battlefield 1942 at launch? I played it a little bit. I didn't really... I wasn't really big on first-person shooters back then, except for Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was... I was invited to the CPL and stuff like that. For those of you wondering what that is, it's basically a pro gaming league before MLG was a thing. But I kind of gave up PvP stuff a few years back and have been a lot happier because of it. The only PvP I did was much more slow-paced PvP, like MechWarrior Online and stuff like that, where it's a lot more strategic and evenly paced. And I mean, MechWarrior Online can get hectic, but everything has a methodical move to it, as opposed to a lot of shooters which are more Twitch-oriented. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more strength. Yay, we're up to 95 on there. Let's get that Valkyrie, because I keep forgetting to get it. Speaking of Battlefield, just saw a clip from a new 2042. Multiplayer, someone parked a tank on top of a skyscraper and had the turret aimed at the elevator opening, just camping that one. Oh, Jesus. It's actually kind of slightly terrifying. If we don't find the waypoint, it's fine, by the way. I would like it, but it's not necessary. Speaking of the waypoint, there it is. Ow! Grab that before we die. And yes, I know I'm not actually doing charge strike right now. I'm just stabbing it in the face. Saves me ammo. Counter-Strike was too underground for you at the time? Ah. Yeah, it was beta whenever I played it. It was still a mod, basically. To be high on that algorithm, there are too many... There are just too many role terms, OG content. Spice the... I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. Usually I can read through typos, but for some reason my brain is not working great right now. Just imagine you're riding the elevator to top, ding, the door opens, and suddenly a main battle tank has its barrel in your face before you're obliterated. Does it have ammo in that? Or is it just one of those, like, infinite ammo, you just have to reload it whenever you run out of temporarily chosen shots? Go, Mercenary and Valkyrie. Valkyrie's probably tankier than I am, honestly, at this point. She does have nice blue armor, though, so that's a good thing. So let's just keep on trucking. I'm going to make a Shout Barbarian soon. We'll probably respec into shouting at level 40 or so. Hey, Crybarb. Crybarbies are a lot of fun. Are they amazing? They can be good. They're better with teams. Diablo 3 skill tree still sucks. Original Diablo 3 director Jay Wilson. What? Oh, the Real Money Auction House. I mean, should I do my spicy take on the Real Money Auction House? All battlefield tanks have infinite ammo. Okay. You want Diablo to perish under the weight of your voice. You're going to be screaming at him a while. Warcry is not for boss killing, but you can do it. But let's see. Essentially pay to win. Personally, I don't mind the Real Money Auction House. And it's not the fact that I would ever use it. Personally, I find it annoying and it would ruin the game for me. But the reality is, those are going to exist regardless. Period. Just look at Diablo 2. Those exist. People are paying $20 and $30 for just, like, even mediocre items. They exist. If you throw a profit incentive at Blizzard, they would probably continue providing more active support to a title to continue milking more money out of it, and you'd see more features on it. That is my spicy take on it. Do I like it? No. Do I see a reason for it to be more beneficial to be in the hands of the company making the game than in a third party's hands? Yes. But it's kind of hard to regulate it too. But yeah, it is essentially microtransactions for getting the items that you want. And I actually understand why people buy items. Some people don't like farming, and that's fine. I don't particularly enjoy farming. I do it sort of as a way to test characters, and I get all the items that I need from that. Hey, magic resistant stone skin. Yummy. And I was expecting that to burn a little bit more mana the second time around. But that's my spicy take on it. It's not an extremely spicy take, and I know that I'll get some flack for it, but it's what I feel about it. It's like a lot of people are like, oh no, it's ruining my fun that somebody else can buy stuff for their character. Only if you're doing PvP does it really matter. Diablo 4 itemization is still weak compared to Diablo 2. We don't know what the final itemization is going to be like, but generally speaking, Diablo 2 itemization is better. They really need to beef it up. The amount of paper doll item slots in Ultima Online is actually... I don't mind the number of slots. I wouldn't mind having pants. That's about the only thing that I would probably be adding. But what I like about Diablo 2's itemization is that, yeah, there are still best in slot, blah, blah, blah. You know all that jazz. But there are a lot of options on how to route to there, from your crap I have nothing start to the I have the best of everything. Javazon was your second character completely through hell for D2R. Awesome. It's a good build. It's a fun build. It's definitely one that I recommend, because generally speaking, you can get through hell with the starter javelins. We have done it on the channel before. It's on an unlisted playlist now, but it's still... I mean, you can still find the playlist in the playlist section, but we have done it before. We have gotten through hell. And I did a lot of swearing because, you know, in hell there's lightning immunes. It can get kind of frustrating, but you can still do it. But we are actually hybrid. Maybe I should swap between them each time somebody mentions Javazon. I should swap to Bo, and each time someone mentions Boazon, I should switch to Javs. From what you've seen of Diablo, I'm assuming you're Diablo 4. Skill and runes. Oh, Diablo 3 is no. You're happy with considering D2, D2R the end of the series unless D4 decides to restore D2 system. Diablo 4 is bringing a rune system. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. It's a different type of rune system, though. So if you're familiar with the Diablo 2 runes, you're going to have a different experience with Diablo 4. But there are runes. They're more like you make your own words with them kind of runes, though, where you have a catalyst and an effect kind of situation. Gonna start your shout barb tonight, sweet. You'd like to give the yeah, a lot of mods actually did add that. That would be a nice addition. I would actually like to be able to equip the mercenary with the exact same level of detail as we equip our character with. That does require more balance work, though. We're looking for the waypoint, by the way. I hate doing the underground maggot layer nonsense, but I mean, it'll get us stuff. We're level 36. We are 5 levels away from our frickin' Parisa. Yay. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. And yeah, having the Valkyrie is going to help our mercenary stay alive quite a bit more, by the way. Was there confirmation on mercenaries in Diablo 4? I don't know. With stuff like that, I find that if I keep too close of tabs on it, I start getting burned out on the game before I even play it. For those of you that are curious. You've already got a full Immortal King set for your level 39 Barb. All the IK set is from randoms clearing out their stash. Played Diablo 3 for like 2 days until you played Public. Then everyone has modded gear, kind of ruined it for you. Honestly, Diablo 3 is a lot easier to gear up quick because it's literally just bigger numbers. All you're missing is IK chest armor to complete the set. Yeah, it's not terrible to find, but it's definitely not super easy to find. So let's see. It's a right turn, so we don't want to go there. Summon Valkyries like crazy. Yeah, Diablo 4 has been delayed, but kind of saw that one coming. Blizzard always, even back in the day, they used to just delay everything. It's not a big deal. Will it be canceled? I highly doubt it, because Activision Blizzard is just too big. Even if it was going out of business, you wouldn't see that kind of stuff hit until significantly later. Seriously? Hey, we got Black Bogs. Ba-da-da-da. It's actually a fairly decent poison dagger. D4 is delayed internally before any public announcements. I mean, Diablo 4 was publicly delayed. It's not just internal things. They made an announcement. But it's probably delayed because there's turmoil in that particular team. There's turmoil in the Warcraft team, too. Oh, they have plenty of... You can see a lot of people quitting from Blizzard, and they'll still have plenty of staff. Most people don't seem to realize Blizzard doesn't just have like, oh, we have 20 people. No, there are thousands of people employed at Blizzard. Not hundreds, not tens, not hundreds, thousands of people employed by Blizzard. It's not a small number. The leadership leaving will slow it down a little bit, but there will always be somebody to step up and say, I'm gonna come and just go through that picket line. Unfortunately, because we live in a very capitalist-focused area of the world, which there's nothing wrong with capitalism. It's just there are good and bad sides to pretty much every economic method of viewing the world. If Diablo 4 took a whole decade to guarantee that it would be as good as Diablo 2, you wouldn't mind, mostly because you don't really see Lilith that compelling of an antagonist with how much Smiter's killer. Well, it's a different Lilith. It's worth noting that the Pandemonium events are not canon, and they've actually said this a few times. You have a Key of Terror. What do you use it for? It is used for opening the Pandemonium events, which is your kind of post-game thing to get the unique charms. Well, the unique port, one of the charms. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. No, let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Valkyrie in the way. Where are things coming from? They're teleporting around me. Go, mercenary, go. Yeah, you use the keys for Ubers. It's the Pandemonium event. Time isn't the issue. It's the creative differences is the problem. Only guarantee for Diablo 4 to be successful. No, Brevik isn't necessary to make it successful. They're all good developers, but a single developer, or even it takes a team to make a game. Basically, there isn't just a single developer that guarantees a game will be good. Because a lot of the Blizzard staff went and worked at Flagship. They made an okay game, but it wasn't amazing. Hey, Plutobar, how's it going?
Hello.
Let's go ahead and repair that. We got ourselves another 4-socket sword. Do I really want to use... I almost want to switch that, but I don't want to lose that attack rating. Because that's a decent amount of attack rating. I could put that on the mercenary, though.
I'll put that to good use.
It's a bit more life leech. He loses some deadly strike, but we're not relying on him killing things.